A Virginia judge has ordered the reinstatement of Tanner Cross, a teacher who said in a public meeting that he would not say that a boy was a girl or a girl was a boy. We've got a lot to talk about today. I'm Randall Terry. This is Voice of Resistance.
Those who forsake the law praise the wicked. Those who uphold the law resist them. Welcome to the Voice of Resistance.
Welcome to the program, friend. I am in a movie this summer. That's why my hair is like this, in case you have not heard the news. And if you want to see a clip of the first movie, the one we're shooting this summer as a sequel, the first movie, you can see a clip by going to timeboysthemovie.com. Put that up there on the screen for him, would you? timeboysthemovie.com, and you can see a couple of clips from the first movie, and we're shooting another one this summer. All right, I'll come back to that at the end of the show. There is a physical education teacher in Loudoun County who, a couple months ago, stated at a public meeting, a school board meeting, that he, as a Christian, would not identify a girl as a boy or a boy as a girl. Well, the politically correct dragons of Loudoun County's public school system suspended him. Now, mind you, he wasn't in a class. He wasn't saying this to teachers. He was at a public meeting using his First Amendment, a free speech, citing his Christian faith, also a part of the First Amendment. And the repercussions was that he was suspended. He was banned from being on any property of any Loudoun school, Loudoun County school in Virginia. This is just outside Washington, D.C. You got D.C., Fairfax County, Loudoun County. Whoa. So he committed some kind of heinous crime against children by saying a boy is a boy, a girl is a girl. Now, what I want to talk to you about in today's program is the why. The why things matter, both for truth and for lies, for the advocates of truth and for the advocates of relativism. I hope that you can stay with me for this whole broadcast, because I think that I'm going to give you some philosophical arms for your brain, for your mouth, for you to be able to speak. I was frantically searching this morning for a quote. I think it's from G.K. Chesterton, and I apologize. I could not find it. Staff here couldn't find it. But in essence, it said this: if people are saying that the world is flat, you must say that the world is round. You must not yield on this point, even if it costs you your life. Whoa. Now, why? Why would this philosopher poet say this? Well, because truth matters. At the end of the day, there is a school of thought called relativism. And in relativism, you know it, it's all around us. You might not have heard the term, but what it means is you get to pick what's true for you. I get to pick what's true for me. He can pick what's true for him. She can pick what's true for her. And they could be completely different. And no one's right or no one's wrong, because everyone gets their own truth. He believes the world is flat. She believes the world is shaped like a triangle. He believes the world is shaped like a chicken. I believe the world is round. All of our ideas are equal. No one is truly right. No one is truly wrong. Those are judgmental terms. Relativism means that there is no such thing as truth. Only what you want, only what you feel, only what you desire, only what you perceive. And the facts don't matter. The facts be damned. There's no such thing as absolute truth. So now we go to the whys. Why would someone want this? Just take it out of the transgender world for a minute, but take the line of reasoning of this discussion, this silly discussion about transgenderism, take that out and put it into the shape of the world. Why would it matter? Why would somebody just be adamant? The world is flat. This is not true. The world is shaped like chicken. That ain't true. The world is shaped like a triangle. Why would it matter? Well, I mean, if you were a captain of a ship and you thought the world was flat, then you're not going to sail to the end of the world. And it gives rise to all kinds of illusions and delusions about dragons being at the end of the world. It would prohibit travel. It would prohibit progress. If you thought the world was shaped like a triangle, you might be really daring and think, I'm gonna go to the top of that triangle and then I'm gonna ride down at a really fast rate. But the real issue is something true and is something false? Now, the proponents of relativism have an agenda, and their agenda is an assault on truth with a capital T. Now, why do you think that is? Because truth with a capital T, and I'm talking moral truth, legal truth, truth with a capital T requires what we call moral absolutes. It requires that something is always right, some things are always wrong, and that there is someone above us who makes the rules. And he defined right and wrong, good and evil, truth with a capital T. And if I don't want to believe in this being, if I don't want to submit to this being, if I don't want to fear this being, then all I have to do is create a world in which this being does not exist. He does not govern. He does not give law. He does not make rules. And he certainly does not punish. He certainly does not bring retribution or chastisement for breaking the rules. And so relativists create this world in which they can do what they want without ramifications, without repercussions, at least imagined. They imagine that they can escape the justice of Almighty God. Now, they have a Waterloo. There is a Waterloo. There is a place where their whole world comes unglued, and I'm going to tell you that when I come back. So stay with me. And again, this is for you, because you're being browbeaten right now. You may know it. You may have experienced it. You may not know it, but it's coming. It's coming to a town near you when a Christian man is suspended from school simply for saying, I'm not going to say that a boy is a girl and a girl is a boy. They're gunning for us. They're gunning for us, those of us who believe in truth with a capital T. They're gunning for you, and you better have ideological guns to face their attack. I'll be right back. About 32 years ago, I was doing an interview with a major publication, and she was a relativist. She insisted that there was no such thing as truth. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to use her logic against her, and I'm going to push her into a corner really fast. So I said, is killing Jews wrong? She said, yes. I said, why? And she said, well, because they're human beings. I said, so what? Well, it's just wrong to kill a human being. Says who? Well, says everybody. I said, everybody doesn't say that. The German government, during the Nazi rule, they believed that it was okay to kill Jews. There were a lot of Germans who were anti-Semitic, knew what was going on. They supported the extermination of Jews. Why were they wrong? Well, it's just wrong. Everyone knows they're wrong. Why? I kept saying, why? She says, well, I just think it's wrong. I said, whoa. You think it's wrong? You? You mean you're going to impose your morality on an entire nation? You're going to impose your morality on the Nazis? Who are you to say that you're right and the Nazis are wrong? She was stammering and grew quieter and quieter. At the end of the day, a relativist cannot say that the Holocaust was intrinsically evil because they don't believe in intrinsic evil. They have feelings, they have emotions, they might be repulsed, but there were people that were just as happy as could be to kill all those Jews and to take their clothing, their items, their fillings. Even God have mercy, do unthinkable things. I'm going to stop with this illustration. There were people that were glad, people who had feelings, a philosophy. They had their opinion. They thought the world was flat. They thought killing Jews was okay. So this journalist interviewing me was backed into a corner using her logic. So I encourage you, if you're talking to a relativist, ask him, why is it wrong to kill people? Well, it's just wrong. Oh, really? What's the first law of the animal kingdom? Survival of the fittest. Okay. Well, what if the Nazis, the Aryan race, they were more fit? They were more fit than the Jews. And the survival of the fittest required that they just go ahead and slaughter the Jews. I mean, if we're just animals, if we're just a chance arrangement of molecules, if there is no God who created us, if we just crawled out of some primal swamp and began to multiply, and we're the highest creature on the food chain, what difference does it make if we kill people? What difference does it make if we kill our young? What difference does it make if, like certain animals, we eat our young? I did that. I went down that path of logic in a college that I was speaking at. Oh, they were shocked. They were livid. I said, listen, if we are just the chance arrangement of molecules, kill your young, eat your young, do whatever you want. Nothing matters. You might be repulsed by something, but that's just personal preference. That's not about right and wrong. That's not about good and evil. That's about what you like. And others don't like it. But no one can really say that something is right or wrong. We can just talk about preferences. Or we can talk about the barrel of a gun, a Supreme Court decision. We can talk about a majority vote. So if the majority of people in the state of Alabama think that slavery is okay before the Civil War, or a majority of the people think that slavery is okay in Mississippi or whatever, any of the slave-holding states, even the ones that didn't own slaves. I would never own a slave. I don't want a slave, but I think it's still a white man's right to own a slave. Who are we to say they were wrong? That what they did was bad? That what they did was evil? If relativism is true, if transgenderism is true, then who are you to say that a boy can be a girl can be a boy, but a white man cannot identify himself as the owner of another human being? Well, that violates the rights of others. Who says others have rights? Where did this notion of rights come from? What about the white man's right to own a black slave? Who gets to define a human right? The Chinese say that they have human rights, the right of our people to not go hungry. That's what they say. The right of our people to work. Not the right of freedom of religion or freedom of the press or to criticize their government or to elect their officials. It's the right of communism. Who are we to say they're wrong? Who is anybody to say that they're wrong? If it's just about sentiment, majority, barrel of the gun, Supreme Court decision, who won the revolution, then in the end, anything goes. This transgender nonsense, I'm going to bring it back around to that when we come back, but please understand, whether it's about the world being flat, round, the shape of a chicken or a triangle, or whether it's about a boy identifying as a girl or vice versa, it's all an assault on truth, which ultimately is an assault on Christianity And in some obtuse way, it's an assault on God himself. And he who sits in the heavens shall laugh. I'll be right back. As Christians, we believe, and I admit that there's an element of faith in all of this. I mean, you have to have an element of faith to think that something can come from nothing, right? We believe something came from nothing and God created it. They believe something came from nothing and it's just an accident, a chance, a big bang. Where'd the bang come from? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We believe that the reason that the world has order is because God spoke it into existence. A reasonable, rational, brilliant being, an eternal being spoke, God forgive me for calling you brilliant, an eternal being spoke it into existence. They believe, in essence, that you can have a junkyard full of old, rusty, nasty cars, a hurricane or a tornado could come through it, and then when you're done, you can have a Mercedes dealership sitting in its place. I mean, that sounds silly, I know, but what they believe as far as evolution is more silly. I mean, a Mercedes is cool, but it's not as complicated as the human body, right? So if a tornado can't go through a junkyard and create a Mercedes dealership, how could some amoeba crawl out of some primal swamp and become a human being? It's absurd. It really is absurd. But you have to have faith. You have to have their faith in absurdity. You have to have our faith, which is reasonable. So it takes a leap of faith for them to believe this nonsense. But it's because they want to deny the true faith. And as I said before the break, at the end of the day, all of this comes down to an assault on Christianity, an assault on truth. Now, we believe that there are spiritual elements in the world, okay? We believe in angels, we believe in demons. Many people have seen angels, many people have seen demons. That's their testimony. Their attitude, the relativist attitude would be whatever. Or it might be, well, if you say you saw an angel, fine. Or you say you saw a demon, that's fine. It doesn't impact me. I don't believe that, but you could believe that. So the demonic realm, the scripture says that Satan himself transforms himself into an angel of light. The best heresies, the best errors are ones where they take some truth and mix it with a little lies. I mean, rat poison is mostly good. There's only a little bit of arsenic in it, only a little bit of poison. The rest of it's just edible rat food. So think of the demonic realm just moving quietly, subtly, with all of these media people and authors and college professors and school board officials in Loudoun County that want to say, you can identify as whatever gender you want. You know, I was reading in one of the papers this morning about transgender youth. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's boys and there's girls. Don't give me the 1 in a million biological things that happen because our gene pool has been harmed or corrupt. I don't want to go there. There's boys and there's girls. And you can identify that the world is flat all you want. But it's a lie. The world is round. And you can say, I'm a boy, but I want to identify as a girl. It's a lie. It's delusion. It's heartbreaking self-abuse. It's heartbreaking fruit of something tragic that has happened. I don't know. But it's not true. It's a lie. I've got to take a break. Please stay with me. Don't go away. Welcome back, friend. One of the reasons that we are doing the Time Boys series is to give young people an opportunity to be in communications, in film, to be comfortable in front of a crowd. Put that front page up for them, would you? I want to encourage you to go to our website. Go to timeboysthemovie.com. If you like what you see, we have begun filming the sequel. We've got a bunch of equipment we have to buy. We have a lot of expenses that are about to cascade upon us. Please call the number you see on the screen, 1-877-851-WORD. Call that number and say, I'd like to make a contribution. Just if your heart is moved. Now, again, to come to you, I've got 5 books of mine that I'm willing to give you for free. Call the number. These books are designed to teach you how to defend truth, how to know truth, how to identify lies, and how to have the rhetorical weaponry to combat lies with truth. We won't sell your name. We're not going to charge you shipping and handling. Just go to the phone number, or call the number you see on your screen and say, I want Randall Terry's 5 books for free. I ask you for your prayers, and I ask you, if you believe in what this ministry is doing, just take a minute and go to your computer, go to randallterry.com and make a contribution online. Or you can call that phone number and make a contribution. We're here. We're going to keep promoting the truth. Oh, let me use their words. We're here. We're not queer. Get used to it, dear. See you next time.